All right. So, in our last session, we had a good look at the CIA triad. That's a model that kind of sets out the three main goals of information security. Now, today we're going to dive a bit deeper into another really important model in the world of security, the AAA model. And this one stands for Authentication, Authorization, and Accountability. So, let's kick things off with the first A in the AAA model, which is authentication. Authentication is all about proving that you are who you say you are. And to do that, you need to provide some kind of proof. And this proof can come in one of three possible forms. First, there's something you know, and generally this could be a password, for example, or even a secret answer. You know, like the name of your first pet or something like that. Then there's something you have, and this could be a physical key, a smart card, a digital certificate, or even your phone. Well, something you can physically hold or digitally possess. And finally, there is something you are, and this refers to biometric data, like your fingerprints, face, or voice. You know, the things that are unique to you and you alone. Now, to really improve the security, we can combine any of these methods, and this is what we call multi-factor authentication. So, multi-factor authentication, or MFA, is a security measure that requires you to provide two or more separate forms of proof to verify your identity. So instead of just entering a password, you might also need to enter a code sent to your phone or scan your fingerprints. And this makes it much harder for someone else to pretend to be you, because they would need to have access to multiple pieces of evidence, not just one. It's like adding extra locks to your front door. The more locks there are, the harder it is for someone to break in. Moving on to the second A, and here we have authorization. So, while authentication is all about proving who we are, authorization takes it a step further and determines what we can do. So we can define authorization as a set of security controls that check if you have the right permissions for accessing data or a system. And most security systems work in two steps. First, they check who you are, and that's authentication, and then they check what you're allowed to do, and that's authorization. And authorization services are usually handled by a security server, which can control access down to the level of individual resources. And this is something that we're going to dive into later in this course. The last A in the model stands for accountability. And this is about keeping track of what users do while they are logged into a system. Accountability is important for keeping an eye on events during a cybersecurity incident, and it can also be used for auditing and reporting purposes. For example, imagine a school system where teachers can add grades for their students. Now suppose one day a grade is changed unexpectedly. If the school has proper accountability measures in place, they can check the logs and see exactly who changed the grade and when. If it turns out a teacher changed a grade for a student that's not in their class, the school can spot this and take action. And that's the power of accountability. In the next lecture, we're going to explore an additional concept that often comes up in discussion of secure development, which is non-repudiation. So, see you in the next section.